Good afternoon, it's March 13th. I'm out here by the Saskatchewan Science Centre. I'm currently on my back to it, looking at the lake and the Connexus Arts Centre over there. You can see there's a ski track goes by, Nordic Ski Trails it says right there. I have seen a couple of people out skiing today. It's just below freezing, mine is not very far below freezing, so quite a bit warmer. That's why I'm hoping the external mic works today. But anyway, here's the Science Centre over here, my old stomping grounds. This is where I began my career in Regina as communications officer here. I wrote most of the copy for the original exhibits and quite a bit of the copy for exhibits that have come since then, although they haven't used me for a few years now. Still a lot of my words on the walls in there. This is when I started writing my science column that eventually ran for years, decades actually, and all that good stuff. So I have a soft spot in my heart for the Saskatchewan Science Centre. I was here when this building opened. When I first got here, they were still constructing it. This, by the way, is the Ukrainian Science Park. We have a lot of Ukrainian people in Saskatchewan, and local association sponsored that. This, I think I was still here. Yeah, I was still here at the Science Centre when it first was installed. Pretty sure. Sky Bistro there is a really good restaurant, which I highly recommend if you're ever in the neighbourhood. I seem to be a little hoarse today. So this was a power station originally. That's why it's nicknamed the Powerhouse of Discovery. And then it was converted into the Science Centre. So it's really just the shell of the building that was there before, which had, of course, boilers and things in it. And this was there was just kind of a shed down at this end, which was then turned into the IMAX Theatre while I was here. In fact, my brother, big brother Dwight, was chairman of the board of directors when the Science Centre opened the IMAX Theatre. I still remember the opening weekend. I wore a spacesuit because we had a space film in to start things off. So, Kramer IMAX Theatre. There's still echoes of my opening speech and what they tell you when you go in to see a show about how big the screen is and the powerful the sound system is. For a long time they were doing exactly the one that I had written. But it has modified over the years. You can see it's melting. It certainly wasn't the last time I was out on Friday. When it was minus 27, so some 25 degrees colder than it is now. Almost 50 Fahrenheit degrees colder. It's getting quite slushy already, and it's supposed to go to plus 7 or plus 8 later this week, so there's going to be a lot of water around on some of my walks this week. It's actually a skateboard park, but a lot of skateboarding going on. This part over here still belongs to SaskPower. They have some labs and things in here. I'm going to go up north of here into the neighbourhood up north here and walk around in there, I think, today. So it's been a busy day. I'm still working on the Kickstarter. If you want to help out, and I hope you do, please go to tinyurl.com/shapersofworlds3, numeral 3, Shapers of Worlds 3, tinyurl.com, Shapers of Worlds 3. That's the Kickstarter to fund the third anthology featuring authors who were guests of my award-winning podcast, The World Shapers, where I talk to other science fiction and fantasy authors about the creative process. And there was a new episode of that podcast today. If you go to theworldshapers.com, you can see that. Marshall Ryan Maresca, fantasy author, fellow Daw Books author, was my guest today. I only ever met him once in person, but he was at World Fantasy Convention. Let's see, where shall I walk? I'll go down a little further this way. It's at the World Fantasy Convention in Los Angeles in 2019. It's kind of the last convention I've been to for obvious reasons. Ooh, a lot of birds in the bush there. They're feeling the springiness. Today I'm going to be looking out for puddles everywhere I go for the next little while on my walks. So this may be the last really wintry looking walk, because once it starts to melt it'll get very brown and slushy and here and there, and won't look quite so wintry. We've already started to lose snow a little bit, or at least it's settling as it gets warmer. But if it gets to +7 or +8 this week, that's what, 50 degrees Fahrenheit? That'll melt a lot of snow. Maybe not quite 50. Mid-40s, I guess. I must say this neighborhood, people are not very concerned about clearing their sidewalks very well, I can tell you that. I have no particular plan here. I'm just wandering a bit. Try not to get lost. I think the sidewalks are better on the other side of the street. There's also going to be ice to watch out for in the next few days of walking, for sure. Now, if I'm right, and my external mic disconnecting is a function of the cold, it might stay connected for this walk. Or it may already have disconnected and I just missed the message because I have to watch my feet, but we'll see. We have littler houses over here, older neighborhood, probably post-war, post-Second World War, a lot of these, small ones. It's pretty typical for the time. And there was a bit of a housing shortage after the war. But it's warm enough I'm wearing my leather jacket, so that's nice, opposed to my parka. I don't know why I'm so hoarse. Reynolds Street. I stood in the middle of it and did a rap number, that would be Reynolds rap. That reference may be really old, like me. Well, that'll take us back to the park. We're not going that way. So let's go north again. And that looks like a dead end. Or an alley, I guess. Let's stay over here. Tomorrow will be a walk along the creek, of course, in some fashion, as it always is on Monday. Later in the week, I'm sure I'll walk downtown again. And in between, I don't know where I'll go. I haven't been out to Harbour Landing for a while. There was snow on the ground, but it wasn't very much snow at the time, so that was back in November, I guess. Haven't really gone out there with a lot of snow on the ground, and here it's going to be melting now, so I'm just less inclined to drive further afield on winter days. The girl who got in that car was wearing bell bottoms, like big ones, like straight out of the 70s bell bottoms. Like what kids wore when I was a kid. Not me, I hated them. Although almost all pants had some flare at the time. I never wore the extreme ones, but I certainly knew people who did. That's what I figured. This brought us up to Broadway. So we'll turn left on Broadway here. Head back west again. There's a lot of snow to melt in some people's yards, including ours. They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway, but not this Broadway. Gabe, the fellow we'd like to watch, who walks in Manhattan, often walks on Broadway, but his Broadway is more interesting than our Broadway. I don't really want to walk on Broadway. I'll go down one street and keep walking in this direction, I think. That's what I'll do. Why am I so hoarse? Nobody has said hello yet. If you're there, say hello. That's a nice steep piece of ice right there. And again, if the city really wants to crack down on the no shoveling your walk, which they say they're going to do next year in particular, there's a lot of people here who are going to be in trouble. This is kind of the worst neighborhood I've been in for non-shoveled walks. Maybe we'll take the alley. Because I think I may have walked down that street up there when I was going the other way. See, the snow's not even as crunchy when it's colder, when it's wetter, I mean, like this. It's not quite the same crunch. If you're a connoisseur of such things. All these garbage bins remind me I have to take out the garbage when I get home. It gets picked up in the morning. And then recycling, the blue bins, gets picked up on Wednesday this week, in our neighborhood anyway. Okay, now we'll go up another block. Then keep heading west until I decide to work my way back to the Science Centre for the car is... How long have you been out? 16 minutes. Yeah, I didn't think I'd walked very far yet. Good sized trees over here. You can tell it's a neighborhood that's been around a while. Oh, I know where I am. This is my niece's neighborhood. Hello, Terry from Saskatchewan. I won't show you which house is hers, but she lives around here. Their husband and their daughter, my great niece, Birdie. They have a dog too. That's not it. That is a dog barking in the house to my right. But that's not their house. It's not Michael and Birdie ahead of me, is it? That would be very funny if it was. Slippery out here. It was not Michael and Birdie. About the same size kid though. Oof, ouch. On 18th, that's Wallace, we just went by. You don't want to get too close to the roads. There's enough water on them that they're splashing quite a bit when cars go by. Okay, this is Winnipeg Street, not the city. That's considerably further away and in the opposite direction. We'll go up to the right here. Hopefully we can just slip across Winnipeg here. Oh, maybe not. Oh, we'll stick on this side till there's a clear opening. More ice. And yet more ice. I can go across here now. That's Winnipeg and Broadway there, which I'm actually going to walk down to, but I wanted to be on this side. Good snowman weather. Do you want to build a snowman? Winnipeg and Broadway. There's a couple of big apartment buildings over here on this side. A little further down there's a kind of a shopping center. Two of these. That one at least is mostly seniors' residence. I'm not sure about this one. That's the newer one there. I don't think I've ever been in this one. I've been in that one. And then over there is Balfour Collegiate. That sort of low building across the open space. I've walked down the other side of it quite often when I'm on College Avenue. Another school over there as well. I always get Miller and Martin mixed up. Miller, I think. I should know. My daughter went to a daycare in there when she first started going to daycare. And they closed it. And she went to the Y, which was great. Lots of facilities. And then what daycare she needed while she was in school, there was one right in the school, so it all worked out really well for us. I walked on the other side of those buildings. Those are all seniors, kind of retirement residences. Balfour over there. And here's the little shopping area I was talking about. See, it's just not that pleasant walking in these conditions. I can't wait till it's all dry again. I enjoyed my summertime walks. Even when I got caught in the weeds, it was better than getting stuck in snow or ice. So there's a few things over there. A lounge, health, pizza, hair salon, pharmacy. Grocery store, and a liquor store. I'll actually go into the parking lot here. Work my way over there. Parking lots are boring, but This is low battery. Why would my battery be low? I haven't used the phone hardly at all day. It's not that cold, so I'm surprised. Hi, Brian. A scenic walk through a parking lot at the moment. Look, there's a gas station to break up the monotony. There's a crow up there on that lamppost. Over here's the liquor store I mentioned. We're members of the Opimium Society, which is a wine buying club, and that's where our wine gets delivered, is to this store here. Pretty small one, but that's where our wine goes. Big recycling bin over here, but I'm actually headed to this development over here. It's where I'm trying to get to, except there's more traffic than you'd think. Well, I've walked over here, but not for a while. Don't think I've been over here since winter set in. The last time I was over here, there was no snow. I remember there were a lot of snowshoe hares right over here somewhere if I walked by. There are all new houses over here, or condos, possibly detached condos. I parked at the Science Centre, so I started from a different spot. I'm working my way back to the Science Centre. But I came over here to kind of stretch it out a bit, to make the walk a reasonable length. I haven't even been half an hour, so I think if I go and take the walk along Wascana Drive that I'm thinking of, probably work out well. These sidewalks have been well cleared. Should we take a sidewalk through the middle of the complex? Why not? I think this is where I saw the bunnies, or the snowshoe hares, back in the fall. They'd already turned white, so it must have been getting close to not Christmas, winter, and Christmas too. So we'll see if we see any this time. It's quite a large complex of apartments, or quadruplexes, I guess is what these are. Except there's one on the other side too. Does that make them an octuplex? Yes, it's right here that I saw. Oh, and there's one right there. Looking at us. I don't know if you can see him or not. He's right in the middle, right next to the... and there's one on top too. Actually on the playground. They're huge. They don't seem to have been suffering from the winter. They certainly don't look thin. So clearly, if I want to see snowshoe hares, I should come here. There's one over here too, crouched in the snow. Quite calm about my presence, for one thing. There's a lot of snow between me and him. And there's one over there in the parking lot. So they must hang out here all the time. come back here again sometime in the spring, and we'll see if they're still there. I don't actually know where snowshoe. They must have a burrow somewhere, but I don't know, somewhere around here maybe. I presume they have a burrow. Burrowing bunnies. Hollowing hares. So this kind of parkway is up there past the complex, so I will stick to the inner road here to my left. Well, except I will want to be on the other side, I think. Maybe. Well, for one thing, the sidewalk's clear over here, so good choice. Oh, there goes one. And another one. Oh, maybe I can go through here and get on the sidewalk. That'd be even better. Let's go this way. So that's the Queen building in front of us, the HMCS Queen, which is a landlocked ship. There's one in Saskatoon too. It's called the Unicorn. I can see why this one is the Queen. I don't know why Saskatoon rates a unicorn, but I think that's what it's called. It's where the naval cadets hang out. Usually when I walk by it, I'm on the other side walking around the lake. Now there should be a sidewalk, runs along the road here, which will take you back in the direction I want to go. If there's not, I'll have to go back. No, it's there and it's clear. And not too much water along it, so I shouldn't get splashed, one hopes. It's possible the sidewalk deteriorates on the other side of this intersection. So I don't know if I want to go that way or go down to my left. Oh, maybe it's okay. It's just not quite as clear as this side. Oh, nasty puddle though. Oh, to step in that. Maybe it's all right over here. I hope my power lasts. It's already got a low battery warning, which surprised me. So up here at the next intersection, we'll get on a path that takes us straight down to the, well, not straight, it curves, but takes us to the Science Centre. Which is where the car is. And that will complete this adventure. Probably see lots of dog walkers and things when we get up there. There were quite a few people on it when I went by before. And the Science Centre appeared to be busy. Apparently the IMAX is showing something about Cuba according to that sign. Probably not a bad thing to show in the winter, depending on how you feel about Cuba. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of communist dictatorships, but Canadians seem to have a soft spot for the country because they go down there for vacations a lot. Cuba. It's very colorful, at least, here in the snow. Now, this path will take us right back to the Science Centre in just about, I think, the right amount of time. How long have I been here? Yeah, pretty close. In the summer, I like to walk over there, but again, the snow's too deep. That's where the Nordic ski trails are. On the other side of that hill, I think, probably. They're marked with flags. You'll probably see them again up here further. Of course, the lake is just the other side of these trees and bushes. Yep, here comes a dog walker. I knew we'd get at least one on this path. There's also lots of picnic tables and stuff in here for summertime use. There's my second low battery warning. Hopefully I'll make it. I don't think the battery's lasting as long as it did when the phone was new. Or I just have the brightness turned up too much, I guess. That's a possibility. That's the Connexus Art Centre over there. As far as I can tell, my microphone has stayed connected. I never saw it give me a message it wasn't, but I could have easily missed it. Won't find out till I check the file afterwards. Ooh, bit of a sharper wind there blowing across the lake. If I suddenly go dark, my battery died, so Don't be alarmed. I hope it doesn't happen, but it could. Wonder if I could turn down the brightness. Try that. Oh no. I can't access my controls when it's using this app. Only real concern if the battery dies is then I probably don't get the higher resolution version that I normally post to YouTube, but the live version is recorded too, so there's actually 2 versions of every one of these walks. I used to delete the live one because it's at 720 and the recorded one's at 1080. Recently I've just left them both. One says live and the other one doesn't. The one I put in the playlist is the usually the higher resolution recorded one. I think I'm at 314 subscribers last time I looked. A year ago, because we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of this, I started with like 40 subscribers. And that growth is entirely due to people enjoying the live walking. I do post other stuff there, so there's stuff about writing, and there'll be more of that going forward. And Shadowpaw Press, my publishing company, has a YouTube channel now too, if you want to go looking for that. It's not much there yet, but over time that will grow. Mushroom, May to October. Can't use it yet. Have to hold it for another 2 months. Hope you don't have to go really badly. If I could cut through here, I could cut off quite a bit of distance and go straight to the car, but not walking through that snow. The path is not actually this wide, the paved part. It's extra wide in the winter when they clear it out like this. Can't even tell where the actual pavement is at the moment. See, that would be a shortcut, but my boots would be full of snow. That doesn't sound like fun. Car is right over there. I have to go up here and around the corner. So let me remind you again about the Kickstarter, tinyurl.com/Shapers of Worlds 3, anthology featuring authors who were guests during the 3rd year of my podcast, where I talk to science fiction and fantasy authors about their creative process. We're over the halfway point with 24 days to go, but sooner we top that 12,000, the better. So go and see if there's any backers rewards you want. Or just put in $15 and get the ebook. Or $35 and get the print book. $35 plus probably $20, $25 or $30 postage depending on where you live. I can't swallow that, it's too expensive. But that counts toward the overall total as well, so. And if you just want the ebook, it's just $15 Canadian, which is, yeah, barely over 10 US. tinyurl.com, Shapers of Worlds 3. Now, there's no sidewalk. Maybe there is on this side. Yeah, I guess there is on this side. Almost back. The car's in that parking lot down there. So here we are on the other side of the Science Centre. The SaskPower, still active SaskPower part here. And then what used to be the powerhouse is now the Powerhouse of Discovery, the Saskatchewan Science Centre. It's the Powerhouse of Discovery and the Kramer IMAX Theatre together make the Saskatchewan Science Centre. Where I worked when I first moved to Regina. Actually, not here. We were in an office building in the warehouse district because this was still under construction, or reconstruction, because they stripped out the inside and then the interior is all new, of course. We moved in here in April of '89, and grand opening. Yes, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, Andy and Fergie, were here for that. One is almost ashamed to admit now, but there was a book that they had signed on display for a long time, and somebody stole it. Always wondered what happened to it. What somebody paid for it. All right, well, I'll just stop here in front of the Science Centre. So thanks for walking with me. And tomorrow along the lake. So bye for now.